Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you liked my new intro. Katie made that for me for my birthday this year. It was super cool. I am combining from our scrap bin with day 20 of 30 Days of Sketches, and I know this is October, so 30 Days of Sketches is over. But the great thing about 30 Days of Sketches is that the Facebook group is available to you all the time, and you can go back and get inspiration from all of the sketches and all of the layouts. So I have this sketch in the upper left-hand corner, and in an effort to do from our scrap bin, you'll notice the sketch has a big block of paper underneath the photos. And instead of doing another piece of paper, because we're supposed to only use one 12 by 12 paper in the From Our Scrap Bin series, I decided to stencil on that on my paper to make that block. So I've got this Tim Holtz plaid stencil, kind of a buffalo plaid, and I've got the still using Storyteller from Vicky Boutin. So I have one big piece of Storyteller, and then I'm going to use all the rest of this is going to be scraps from Storyteller. So I really like how this block turned out. I like how that turned out, and I am going to just create a big block on the paper. I think that that ended up being really good. And what you're seeing now is all of the scraps and the pieces that I'm going to use to build this page. Now, this page is about when I went to see in on our way to Cape Cod. We stopped at this botanical gardens that also had a museum of all of the toys and children's games and things that were made in Connecticut, or not in Connecticut, in I guess in New England or Massachusetts. I don't even remember where we were. But they had one of the original Clue boards on the wall. And Clue is that gateway game for me. It was something we played when I was a kid. I fell in love with the movie. I fell in love with the idea of Clue. It was the first game that I was really good at. Monopoly was never my thing. I never really understood it. I never really liked to, exchange money with people and all of that. It was never that fun for me. But when we found Clue, all of a sudden I just had a game that I enjoyed playing and that I was good at, and that it was deduction and it was reasoning, and it was less about beating other people and collecting money than it was about solving a problem. And to me, Clue really was kind of the beginning of me figuring out that I wanted to be an engineer. Because it taught me that, the importance of problem solving. It taught me the importance of deduction. There's a lot of things you can learn from the game Clue. So seeing that old board and kind of the original Clue, and looking at it kind of brought back just, and that's obviously, this board is obviously much different than the board I played with. I mean, I played with the one from the 80s, not the one from the 30s, but I just loved everything about it. So I wanted to tell that story. So you'll see, and maybe you saw in the beginning of the video, I actually had done my journaling before I started all of this because I wanted to get all of that story down. So there's quite a bit of journaling I did on this library card, um, and that was from one of the 6 by 8 papers that I had already used another library card from, so it's still considered a scrap. And all of these are just strips from different papers or sections of different papers. So I'm still meeting the scrap bin rule. And you'll see how I'm just kind of building the page just like it is in the sketch. But I think this was a really kind of fun story for me to tell. It's a story of our vacation, but yet it focuses on something that is important to me. And, one of the things that I hope people are doing is telling stories that matter to them, stories about things that are important to them, stories about their childhood, about their memories. Because, what I want to do is I want to think about the fact that when I go back and look at this, 10 years from now with my grandkids, I want to be able to tell them, why did I become a, engineer? What are the things? And this game really was important to me. It was one of those things that really changed my point of view. So that's just one of the things I think that we need to get better at doing as scrapbookers. I mean, a lot of us use, and I'm guilty of it. A lot of us just want to tell stories, or don't even want to tell stories, just want to play with paper. And that's perfectly fine because it is definitely therapy playing with paper. But sometimes the stories are important. So this page, that's just a picture that I took of a board game sitting on a wall. really is one of the pages that I think I'm going to, hold sacred for a while because it tells an important story of my life. Um, So, all of that being said, I have added a title just like they have up in the sketch. I mean, I kept pretty close to the sketch. The circle, I don't think you saw me cut the circle, but I just put actually my tape roller, my roll of red line tape. I put that down and drew a circle around it and used that to cut it out. I'm using just some of the word stickers from the Vicky Booten sets. I'm really trying to get through my Vicky Booten stuff. And on that sticker tab on the right, it actually says who, what, when, where. So here's the full page. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.